Have you been bullied or think that your life isn't important and that you aren't good enough? I'm Waylon Myers, and I have experienced these issues all my life. This is Standing Strong with Waylon Myers.
Your life
is truly important.
And you're
not
alone.
You're worth it.
Standing Strong with Waylon Myers gives you the platform and courage to talk about life challenges and let you know it's okay to talk about those things as I interview people around the world, as your life is very important and you are strong. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 27th episode of Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. My special guest for this week is Jovanna Vidal. And before we get into her interview, I just want to say, follow your dreams and never look back, because you're on this earth for a reason. And now, sit back and enjoy Jovanna Vidal's episode of Standing Strong. Jovanna Vidal is an actor, producer, and voiceover artist. She is a storyteller whose intention and commitment is to depict characters that help the viewer heal and grow. Jovanna is best known from the Dhar Mann YouTube series, changing the lives of other people. She recently won a couple of awards for Best Actress in her new film, God Salsa. It is currently being sent to other film festivals. Plus, it's set to come out this summer. Visit godandsalsa.com for more information. So you see, Jovanna is a very inspirational woman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the next guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, Jovanna Vidal. What's up, Jovanna?
Hi, what a beautiful welcome. Oh my gosh, that was like so nice.
Yeah, you're welcome. I am so happy you have decided to come on my talk show as the 27th guest.
Woohoo!
At this time, can you share a little bit about yourself to the viewers?
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for inviting me, of course. And I already love these opportunities to meet new people virtually and to connect. So thank you again. So I am Jovanna Vidal. I am a host, an actor, voiceover. Well, Waylon just shared everything about me. Now what do you want me to say? I'm like, what do I say now? You told me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so honor to have you. The first question that I am gonna ask you, were you a victim of bullying? If so, how did you overcome it? And if not, what advice would you give on bullying?
Wow, right out of the gates. Bravo, Waylon. Let's do it. Yes, the answer is yes. I most certainly was bullied in school. And it was tough, of course. I mean, any of us who have, had that experience, it's not fun. It's not easy. It's not what you want to deal with. But I feel like it also made me stronger. It's probably what I needed to keep my thick skin, in Los Angeles as an actor. It's like, sometimes you get bullied in your industry, and that happens, you know, in this industry for certain. And so as a child, I want to say it started when I moved back to the United States. Yeah, because I was born here in New York. Then I moved to Dominican Republic, where my family is from, for a few years. I did elementary school there. And then I came back, and middle school was tough for me. There was this one kid in particular who had it out for me. And he made my life miserable. And it's hard hitting, because the things they make fun of you are things that you often can't change immediately. You know what I mean? Like, I can't change my weight. You know, I was really heavy for my age at the time. I didn't know how to lose weight. I had braces, I had glasses, you know, like I just looked like, you know, and it was easy. I was an easy target because you had a lot of stuff you could make fun of me about. And, you know, it's hurtful. And how I dealt with it was probably disguise the hurt and laugh. So that's me. Like, I laugh a lot. And so I would just be like, oh yeah, that's funny. But then really, it would really hurt. Right.
Yeah.
And later in my school years, one of the bullies became very physical. So it wasn't just words. It was, you know, yeah, like getting beat up. You know, I laugh. It's awful, but it's like the worst time laugh. But that's just how I dealt with it, because I didn't know how else to deal with it. And I didn't want to, you know, tell on them. And now in my adult eyes perspective, I wish there would have been more awareness around bullying, and I would have felt more comfortable telling someone. And I wish I would have felt like I had more adults in my corner to protect me. And I was afraid to tell my family because, again, I'm Dominican. And in my culture, this is going to sound awful, but this is the way it was, especially in my growing up. My mom would say, if you get hit, I'll hit you harder so you know what it's like. And I'm like, I don't get that, but that is very much the old school Dominican way. It's like, you don't let yourself get hit. So I was afraid to tell my mom that I was getting hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's my mom going to do? So it was really interesting at that time to grow up with this sort of like not having control of my school days, not having control of, you know, my surrounding. And yeah, you just brought me back to the schoolyard. And that is something I speak to a lot now, because it's a sort of thing where, you know, there's more awareness about it. It doesn't mean that it's not there. Now we have all sorts of different type of bullying, which, as you know, it's really easy to bully behind a keyboard, right?
Absolutely.
So there's like so many other new ways of bullying that there weren't when I was young. However, there's acknowledgement of it. And I think schools, I don't know, they have their hands full these days, but I think schools are more willing to shine a light on it now. And I'm hoping that one day you and I, Waylon, we can do more for that topic in our schools, children, because I know that's, you know, the intention for what we do is to strengthen.
Yep, absolutely.
As I call them, I call them my younglings.
What hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
Wow, some questions here. What hardships? Bullying certainly was one of them. Moving around a lot was very difficult as well. That's probably why I was bullied, because I was often the new student, the new kid in school. So that was challenging, but I love it. I love that I've lived in so many countries and that I've traveled a fair amount. It's never enough. You always travel more. So that, and a very strict household. Like, my parents are really strict. Well, my mom, my dad is super cool. My dad is like the coolest dude ever. But my mom was wicked strong, and my grandma raised us as well. We all lived in the same household, and my grandma was like, they were like the general and the drill sergeant. Like they were like, no joke. I'm grateful now because I was rebellious as a child. And so they kept me in check. And if they didn't, who knows, right? I mean,
Yeah.
to be told. So I'm grateful for them, but it was very difficult because I just wanted to like be out on my own and be adventurous. And they were like, you know, they kept a tight leash on me.
Yeah.
Many years.
Yeah. How do you relieve or manage stress?
Oh my gosh, I love this question. So I do that every day. It's a daily thing for me. I used to be very anxious. So when you talk about hardships, that was probably one of the things I struggled a lot with. And, you know, anxiety, depressive behavior. I hesitate to say depression because I acknowledge that to be a very real thing, and I never want to discredit someone who's really struggling with, you know, a clinical condition. So I'm careful with that. But I had very dark years, like very dark years for many years, and I've had to like teach myself lots of different things to reduce stress levels. And over the years, I've done, when I tell you a lot, I mean a lot, like everything from EFT, which is tapping, you know, like I used to do tapping a lot. Always, you know, yoga. For the last 8 years, I've been meditating every day, twice a day. That's like my non-negotiable part of the day. I have, let me see, do I have my little, oh yeah, I do these. If you're familiar with the singing bowls.
Yeah.
I do that in my own space. I burn candles. I light incense. I mean, I have a list of things that I do to make sure I try to minimize stress, because that's the one thing, there's several things. That's one of the things that I definitely want to keep in check throughout my, because, you know, life can be stressful.
Absolutely.
And then you start stressing, your perspective, your outlook, everything, you know, is compromised. And you know, decisions as well, and you're not as kind. So minimizing stress for me is one of my favorite things to do so that I don't get stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favorite inspirational quote that sticks to you to never give up?
I have so many. I love quotes. I swear by them. Over the years, they've changed, right? And some have become more significant, you know, over the years. One of my favorites is probably, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And I believe that's Ralph Waldo, right? I have it over there. But what I love about that is that, you know, for so many years I was looking and trying to find who Jovanna was, who I wanted to be, how people saw me, and how I, you know, because I've chameleoned a lot, like I've changed a lot over the years. And it's not about like, you know, finding that one thing that's going to make you that one thing you want to be, or it's about like creating it. It's about exploring and like adventurizing and finding what feels good and speaks to you. And sometimes you got to go look for it because it's not going to land on your lap. And I feel like that's been a lot of my life, where it's like, you know, I've had to move around a lot to find my happiness here in LA. Even in LA, I had to move around a lot to find my joy. And if you don't go for it, you're going to sit in the same. And I can't do that. So that's what it's about, creating. And you know what it's like to create, right?
Yeah.
We get something here that is beautiful, and we cherish because it's yours, right? You're like excited you're like, wow, I get to do this with people. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You created something. But you didn't sit there one day watching, TV and land on your lap. You had to do things to make it happen. And that's why that quote speaks so beautifully to me. It's like, feel it in your heart and go see where it leads you.
Absolutely. I love that. One of your favorite music artists that helps you unwind?
I love Latin music, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the songs, it's because they make me move. Like, I love to move. And when I'm still for too long, I get anxious. So I have to let it out. So dancing for me, I used to be a dancer, is one of my favorite ways to do that. So music, I feel music. I can't count music, which makes me a weird dancer. Like, I can't do 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm like, where's the 5? I don't know where you're starting on 5, because to me it starts with 1. Like, I don't get it. And they're like, oh, you do 1 in your head. I'm like, that's too much work. I don't want to think about numbers when I'm dancing. So you could tell my dancing career was quite restricted. But so for me, it's like Carlos Vives, Shakira. I love J-Lo and Beyonce, and like, so music that makes me move, that makes me get up and want to dance. That's the music that I turn to for inspiration. There's a song that's called Calma, which is calm in Spanish, and it's like, vamos pa la playa. So it's like, let's go to the beach. And it's like the coolest song. It's on my channel. I danced to it for like an audition. And that song gives me such peace, because it's like, yeah, let's go to the beach. Let's just be calm. Let's just be cool. And so yesterday I was feeling a little anxious because, I'm human. I feel anxious too.
Yeah.
And I heard that song and I was like, yeah. And it automatically like just brought me down to a cool level. So one song and several artists.
Awesome. How have your experience affected your life long term, good or bad? Did those experiences change your goals or change the direction of your career?
Wow, that is a question. That is a question. That is a bravo question.
Thank you.
Wow. I honestly don't know where to start, because the answer, of course, I can always say is yes. I've had several careers. I've had so many jobs as an actor. Oh my God, because the struggling actor, if you buy into it, is true. And I bought into it. So I struggled a lot because I believed I needed to struggle to show how dedicated I was. I'm going to be a struggling actor until I make it. And the struggle is real. However, I think that there are so many times that we give into that. So therefore, that's what we, perpetuate. And then that's what you live in. So that happened to me. It's only been in recent years where I understood that concept that, like, if I buy into it, that's what I'm going to get. So now I don't buy into that at all. I can have my little bit of struggles, which, is normal and human. However, I don't buy into having to be a struggling anything, right? So I've taken that word out of my vocabulary. However, that mindset, that perspective, that limiting belief that I had kept me stuck for so many years. And those were my dark years, right? So I was very depressed. I was very sad. I was really sad. Like, I would wake up sad and I didn't know how to be unsad. And my then boyfriend at the time didn't know how to help me. Like, I just couldn't. So that is what led me to my, personal development, journey. And it's been a journey. Because, like I said, I've had several careers. So I started in corporate America when I got out of college. I did that for several years. I moved to Miami. I became a dancer. I became a professional dancer. I toured and danced all over the country and the Caribbean, and I did really well as a dancer. And then I moved to LA. I drove here, and I was blindsided. I was blindsided by what LA meant. And now that I've lived here now 13 years, and I've seen so many people come and go, I now see it so differently, of course. So every turn, so every career choice I made has definitely opened new ways of new doors, obviously. And it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to us which ones we want to keep open. Because not every door is a good door, right?
Yep, absolutely.
You gotta be mindful of the doors that you do not want to go down. And in a city like Los Angeles, in an industry like the entertainment industry, be it music, I mean, I can only speak to acting, but whether it's music or dancing or whatever, the entertainment business, there are doors you don't want to open. And you learn that, right?
Yeah.
As a female in this city, there's some scary moments. I am blessed and lucky that I came here as an adult, so it was a little easier for me to like navigate those waters. But any wrong turn or any wrong door could have changed everything for me. And I'm very aware of that, especially now when you give me this like incredible question to like ponder. It's like, wow, have I done this or that? That could have been bad. And as humans, we need to make sure that as much good as we want to put out, that we make sure we shut out the bad. Because the bad, can get you real quick. And those things you want to avoid. Doesn't matter what profession. I can just,
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Now, speaking of Dhar Mann, you have played in a lot of incredible video. Which one was your all-time favorite doing?
Wow. It's a really tough question. I mean, I get asked this question a fair amount, and you would think it would be an easy question to answer. However, the thing is that, the one that was my favorite like 6 months ago, I've done a few since. So I'm like, was that one my new favorite? Like, I don't know. It's such a tough question. And probably every other Dhar Mann actor has probably said that. It's because we love working together.
Yeah.
We love being together. Like, being together for us is like our happy. And then we look at the call sheet for anybody. The call sheet is like who's playing what role, because you don't know until like the day before really who's directing it.
Yeah.
And things have changed since I first started Dhar Mann in 2019. So now you get a call sheet and you're like, oh my God, I'm working with Shantae. Oh my God, Armando's my husband again. It's so fun. So they're all so cool. And then sometimes you get like, now that, I know the team, like we all kind of, started around the same time-ish. And sometimes you see new names and you're like, oh, I don't know that name. And you're like, oh, interesting. I wonder who they are. And then you meet amazing people again. And I think that's just a testament to Dhar Mann and how like him and Ruben, the right, left, right arm, leg, Ruben Ortiz, the director, the main starting director on Dhar Mann, they're just incredible. And they bring in incredible people. And that because, we continue to work together, right? And it's just like a family, but it's a big family. But it's a family. But it's amazing. So it's hard to, oh my God, you asked me which one was my favorite. Okay, so I think I get a lot Selena Sweets, where I had the bakery. That was amazing to work on, and the response was amazing. So I think that's why I love that so much, because people are like, oh, I love the one where you have the bakery. I'm like, yeah, that was cool, because I feel like women feel like empowered by that. And Girls, come on, do what you want. Follow your heart. Doesn't matter if your husband or whoever says you can or shouldn't. Whatever, follow it. And so I love that message. And then I also just had another bakery one like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you saw that one.
Uh-huh.
I've become like the baker.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of fun to like, always play different roles, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's
really
good.
cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Now, do you hope to be in one of his coming feature films? What did you find about the girl found out she was adopted?
Yeah, I would love to be in his features. Are you kidding me? Yes. I was hoping to have been in the first one. However, there wasn't a role for me apparently. And it worked out great because everyone did a fantastic job. And, I play Sophia's mom a lot, right? Yeah. And I love being her mom. Her and Angeli are like the best kids. I'm like, I want my children to be like these two because they're so amazing. Yeah. So when I didn't play her mom, I was like, what do you mean? I'm not playing Sophia's mom? I got like a little upset. I was like, Sophia's mom. And then I saw the movie, right, at the premiere, and I was like, thank God I didn't play Sophia's mom. Like, I could not be mean to that little girl. I would have cried. I would have been like so upset for months and years if I had to be like that to Sophia. So in the end, I'm glad I didn't play her mom.
Yeah. The one I think you did that was my favorite. It was the one with Shantae being the teacher and Sophia was late for school and stuff. That was a good one.
And you know what's funny? I always say that's my favorite one. That's interesting. I always say that's my favorite one, but I've gotten such a response for the bakery one. But let me tell you, Waylon, that one to me left the biggest mark. Like to Jovanna, like that one for me was like, because it hurt, like it hurt to see this family in this situation, living in a car and not having gas to take. Like it hurt, right? Because that's the reality for so many people in this country, in this city. I don't know, most other cities. I haven't been traveling the last couple of years, but in LA and San Francisco, it's awful, the homelessness. So, it touched me, especially because when I first moved to LA, when I first drove here, I lived in my car. Like I made that decision to live in my car because it was really expensive. I didn't, want to spend all my money too quickly. So I didn't want to get into like an apartment lease and stuff. So I decided to live in my car. And so when I had to do that one with Sophia, and I remember the nights that I was in my car and how scary it was, it brought me back. So the fact that you say that one is your favorite, I don't hear that too often. So thank you, because that one is really...
You're welcome. Now, what was your favorite memory of the late, great Carla?
Oh, what a question. Oh, my goodness. I really just want to take a moment because I'm getting chills.
No, you're fine.
Chills, and I'm just so happy that you asked that, because I love remembering the people that we love that have gone before us, and I love missing them. I do. Like, people are like, I'm like, I love missing them because I feel like they know we're missing them. And I just feel like he's like, I love it. So, I gotta be honest, I probably worked or met him or was in the same room with him half a dozen. It wasn't even that many times. Like, there are other, actors, Dhar Mann actors who were with him in like every video, Ricky, of course, was very close to him. But let me tell you, it didn't matter whether you met him once or 1,000 times. that soul, that energy, that angel that he was, like it just transpired everything. And so the every time I saw him, it was just like he opened up the air for everybody to walk through. It was the most incredible feeling to be by him. And I mean, doing the Christmas special was so
Yeah.
special,
Yes.
like being by
Yeah.
his side. It was so special to me.
Speaking of the Christmas special for a couple years ago, what was it like being on Team Nice?
I was happy I was on Team Nice. I don't play the naughty girl, even though, growing up I was.
Uh-huh.
I feel like people have gotten used to seeing me Team Nice. And I think Dhar Mann tried to give me a few naughty roles in the beginning, like some of the earlier. And I think I was still too nice for them because, some of the naughty roles are like in your face. And it's surprising being from New York that I don't get those roles.
Uh-huh.
Dhar Mann. However, I've just completely like welcomed being on Team Nice and just happy because some of the things that, the Karens of the show have to say, I'm like, oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
So I loved being on Team Nice. And now in hindsight, to have been next to this beautiful angel and then my little Angeli next to me and Vin is super cool. I was proud.
Yeah.
I was proud to be Team Nice.
Now, one of the other videos that you done that sticks to me is the one with you and Angela with Catherine during a Christmas. Catherine was the mean teacher that was giving Angela a bad time for not bringing in anything to the Christmas party. What did that one meant to you?
Well, again, I've played a lot of like poor roles, like struggling mom roles on Dhar Mann. I've played a lot of homeless mom, which is quite different than what I play outside of Dhar Mann. Usually, prior to Dhar Mann, I never was cast in those roles. I was always cast as like the DA, like the tough cop. I was cast as like doctors and lawyers and like executives. So I'd never been cast in what Dhar Mann has casted me in. So to play those struggling mom roles has been just career changing for me. In the sense that I was able to tap into things that people weren't giving me an opportunity to tap into prior to that.
Yeah.
I was always like the soccer mom who would like cheer on the kid and like, but never the struggling mom. So that in particular that you're talking about, where Angeli was my daughter and Catherine was the teacher, unbeknownst to her that we didn't have money to bring food and new clothes to the events.
Yeah.
What I loved about those roles is representing that you could still raise good children despite your circumstances, that there's good people out there who, once they realize the situation you're in, they want to help out. In those roles, I felt like there was hope, that we can do better and treat each other kinder. And so those roles for me really tapped into a part of my being an actor that I'd never done before. So I'm so grateful to Dhar Mann for those opportunities and to work with these. I mean, everybody again is just fantastic. So you're so satisfied. As an actor, as a person, as a friend, it's really satisfying.
Awesome. Yeah. I can't wait for more coming videos of Dhar Mann that you will be in.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome. Now, can you share one it meant for your new film to get you to win Best Actor?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. It's funny because I can't forget about it because it's too exciting. But, we're talking Dhar Mann and we're talking, and then to be reminded that I won an award for Best Actress, that is just like, to me, it's like why I struggled for so long, right? I've been doing this in LA now for 13 years. I just turned it last month. And there were days that, based on some of the things I've already shared, that I didn't know if I was going to make another day in LA.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I thought I was going to get shipped back or shipped out or kicked out. Like it was such a struggle to be in this city for many years. And, to not have quit the many times I wanted to quit. Because I did. I wanted to quit many times.
Yeah.
To not hear anything for years and being like, am I still an actor? Like, I'm going to class, because that to me was always very important. I was always in 2, 3, 4 classes a week.
Yeah.
So training for me was like a big part of my 13 years here, because I had to become an actor. I didn't come here with, the skill set that I needed that I was an actor, because I was corporate America first, right? I did marketing and advertising. So you have to learn it. You gotta learn a lot before you're comfortable doing a lot that you're asked to do on a daily basis when you're on set, because it can be challenging. You just don't know who you're working against. You don't know what the circumstances are. So that's what I was doing for 13. Well, like a good chunk of it was preparing for the opportunity. And we talk about that a lot, like you have to, opportunity is preparation plus, that saying. I can't remember it right now. I mess up every saying.
No, you're fine.
Every saying. It's like, you have to be ready for the opportunity. So it's preparedness. And that's what I was doing for many years, unbeknownst to me at the time, because you're impatient. You're like, I just want to be on TV. I just want to be in a film. So to now have won Best Actress when I thought I was going to quit like probably every other day. It's like, you got to keep going, right? And I think we talked about this a little bit. You can't play in a game if you don't get in the game, and you can't win the game if you don't stay in the game. So you have to get in and stay in to win. And the fact that I've always said that, and the fact that it's happened now, it's so mind-blowingly awesome. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, before we wrap up this interview, what advice would you give to someone out there who feels like they are not good enough to accomplish anything they set their minds to? What advice would you give them?
Wow. Wow, that's a great question, because there's so many different things that, you want to share. And I think it is around, if you're not believing in yourself, you got to do something about that first. You have to believe in yourself. You have to tap into the greatness that is inside of you. And it could be in the smallest, tiniest little corner on your pinky. You have to find it. And that is what you have to pull out. And it took me a long time to realize that I needed to feel really good about myself. And, I have to project good to get good. And for so long, I wasn't doing that. So I would say, find that little piece inside of you that's so wanting to come out, and nurture it and let it come out little by little. It could be like a little bit every day, but let it come out, because that is the reason you're here. And that is the reason we're all here. And in my opinion, to not do what you were put on this earth to do is probably one of the most greedy things you could do. It's greedy of us, in my opinion, to not show our greatness because the world needs it, right?
Yeah.
And it's taken me a really long time to discover that. It's taken me a really long time to uphold that and to share that. Actually, this is the first time I'm probably sharing that. You got to go into like the darkest little corners you don't want to go into and shine a light in there and be okay with it and be like, you know what, that happened to me when I was young. You know what, that was there for whatever reason. And if you can't find a reason, you have to come up with a reason on your own to say that it happened for you, not to you, and you're better and stronger and more capable to do what you need to do, what you were put on this earth to do as a result of that. That was your journey. That was your journey, and you needed to do it and go through it to share your greatness.
I 100% agree with you. At this time, can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Oh, thank you, Waylon. That's fantastic. I appreciate that. So I'm everywhere as This Is Jovanna. Like you're introducing me like, hi, this is Jovanna. And it's my website, it's my IG, my channel, my YouTube channel. And it's Jovanna Vidal. That's the spelling. I love this little streaming thing you got going.
Yeah.
That's the spelling. So it's 2 N's. And this is Jovanna. Like you're introducing me, and I hope I get to meet you. And let me know that you heard this interview when you met me through Waylon. I want to make sure I give you a proper shout out and a big welcome wherever it is that you stumble upon me. But do let me know. I love comments. I always respond to my comments because it just means the world to me that someone will take the time to say something so lovely to me in the comments. So keep it lovely. Don't say anything mean or I don't want to read it.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time I come across mean comments, I always avoid them and delete them.
Well, it's just, let's give more of what we want, and we want more good in this world. So give good, we get good, and that's how we raise each other up. And
yeah, absolutely. Well, Jovanna, I thank you so much for being my 27th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Remember to always be real, honest, and inspiring. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Bye, everybody. It's been so amazing to chat with you. I really want to thank you. So
you are very welcome. And until next week, everyone, we will catch you later. God bless.
You just watched Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Follow and support the show on social media on Facebook, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, on Twitter, SSW Waylon Myers, on Instagram, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, and on TikTok, SSW Waylon Myers. And for everything Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, visit the official website at www.waylonmyers.com. Until next week, everyone, thank you for watching.